Hello, I'm Jenna Bear. What would you do with $1 billion? I'm sure most of our answers start out the same. Buy yourself a house? Buy your parents a house? The possibilities seem endless. There are some people that don't need to imagine what it's like to have $1 billion because it's already their reality. And then there are some people who don't know how they're going to make it to the end of the week. Equal distribution of wealth does not mean we should all be millionaires. It only means no one should die of hunger. This is a quote by Dodinsky. Let's sit with that for a second. The unequal wealth distribution within the United States is a problem that's becoming more prevalent as time progresses. How did we get here? The United States adopted an economic system known as capitalism. Within capitalism, ideally, there's more power to the people, to businesses, and companies, giving more opportunities to citizens. This sets prices based on a supply and demand system with society's best interest at heart. Sounds great. What's the problem? The problem is government officials and big corporations are capitalizing upon the system. They do this by large corporations donating to government official campaigns, who in turn pass laws in favor of corporations rather than citizens and the people. This leads to a cycle where wealth remains in the upper class where very little is to be shared amongst the middle and lower classes. The middle and lower classes, a majority, are in the workforce. The workforce is to supply a living wage and a salary to individuals as well as family. The issue with this is it's getting harder and harder to earn a livable wage. This is because as inflation goes up, minimum wage is at a standstill. Also, another issue within the workforce is job security. This is due to technological advances being on the rise, such as online shopping, rather than going into malls, which is taking retail jobs. Or a newer example, which would be self-driving taxis, taking away taxi driver jobs. That's two examples. Another issue that helped progress this along would be COVID-19. COVID-19 wreaking havoc on our economic system and taking away more jobs such as customer service like waitressing. Let's put this wealth distribution into perspective. The top 0.1% of earners hold $17.6 trillion. I'll repeat that. The top 0.1% of earners hold $17.6 trillion. The bottom 50% collectively share $4.16 trillion. These statistics are insane. Another fact I find interesting, it would take over 2.5 million average salaries to earn the net worth of Elon Musk. So their average income of 2.5 million American households to earn the net worth of one man. There's no more wealth curve. This is like comparing a mountain to a molehill. With so many in poverty, let's view all of the different aspects that are affected by poverty. This can do with mental health, physical health, spiritual health, as well as even interaction socially on a daily basis. There's a positive correlation between alcohol consumption, suicide rates, and poverty. A common argument of why people are in poverty is claiming there's a lack of motivation or just pure laziness, where there are so many more factors. One study I found interesting used brain imaging and electrophysiology brain markers, meaning they scanned the brains of children, younger than kindergarten even, and they found developmental discrepancies of lower socioeconomic classes, where their hippocampus, the left brain hemisphere, the prefrontal cortex were having developmental issues. What does this mean? This means there's an issue between memory, cognitive control, and language, all very important when trying to succeed further within education or even in the workforce. This means that the trauma and stress of being in poverty leads to biological difficulties. Interesting. Another aspect is the lack of proper treatment within healthcare. This is due to the stigma of people in poverty. This means that less care is given by providers and a lack of proper treatment to people in poverty. We already discussed that addiction and health issues or mental health issues are going to be more common in people in poverty, yet they can't get the help that they need. This just adds to the cycle of generational poverty and trauma. We live in a flawed system. There needs to be massive systematic change in order to fix this unequal wealth distribution. Until that day comes, remember to continue to treat people with kindness and respect. The first step to fixing a problem is acknowledgement. So let's open up this discussion further and make it more common to discuss issues like this so we can work towards a goal, an end goal of fixing the problem, rather than just ignoring it or not talking about it at all. Thank you.